So the last two products that I'll be reviewing for you guys today is the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks. These are designed to stay all day for 6 hours, they claim, long wear liquid lipsticks. It's supposed to be super high pigmented, offer a super comfortable feel all day as you wear them. So I decided to give a test out of two different shades, almost like the NYX, just to see if there was any differentiation in terms of the same brand but different colors. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is this one here. This one's called Como. This one was great. I don't usually wear purple shades on my lips, but I decided to branch out and give it a go. And it was actually super fun. It was actually a really fun shade to wear, and something that I'll be looking forward to transitioning into wearing a lot more in the future. It was very opaque. It did go on fairly well. I didn't find I needed a second coat at all. Just one swipe was great. They did feel great going on. They dried really nicely. It felt great all day. Actually, it lasted about 8 hours. It faded a little bit after eating, but just like a tiny bit on the inner lips. Like nothing that overall would should be a concern to you at all. So in terms of that, great. I did reapply after eating, and it didn't feel like flaky or too much or any sort of dryness to it. It felt great. And it was transfer proof, which was super nice to have something that was claimed to be long lasting and wearable that was transfer proof. For the second one, Fiery, this one is, it doesn't actually look that dark on camera, but once it dries on your lips, it does get quite dark. So it's very, very bold color. It is very opaque, just like Como. Only need to put it on really just once. It goes really smooth. It dried really nicely, but I found it didn't last as long as Como. Now it did last about up to 6 hours, which they do claim that, but it did come off while I was eating as well. So I did have to reapply, and I find reapplying this one, it dried out a little bit and made my lips feel a little bit dry. So in terms of like everyday wear, I probably wouldn't wear this every day as a red lipstick, but something is, for once in a while, if you're going out and you want something that's more transfer proof and long wearing, then excuse me, this would be a great option. It wasn't 100% transfer proof. Like if if I kiss my hand, I could see a little bit of the color come off. But again, I think that's where with the darker colors, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So just keep that in mind for any sort of event or night you're going to. Darker shades I find are always going to be a little bit more tricky to be transfer proof. But overall, the two products in the brand worked really well. I really enjoy them. The only downfall with this one, I would give this a good 8 out of 10, but the only downfall is that they aren't cruelty free. I'm really trying to stick with brands that are cruelty free, just because I don't believe that we need to be testing on animals. So I really appreciate the companies that stick to their guns and don't test on any animals and are vegan and cruelty free. So these guys don't do that, but they're still great products. So I thought I'd just give them a good review and let you know how they went as well. So that concludes all of the reviews that I had for all the liquid lipsticks that I gave a test out to throughout the last 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. I'd love to hear any questions or comments or suggestions you may have. I'd love to hear from you guys. That'd be amazing. I just wanted to give a few more comments before I left and said goodbye to you guys. One being that if you wanted to test out liquid lipsticks, if you wanted to test out more of the darker shades, I do recommend trying out a lip liner beforehand, before you apply the liquid lipstick. This is just going to give it a little bit more of an intensity, and you're going to have more of that high impact if you have the lip liner underneath the darker lip shades. The lighter shades not so much, but definitely I would suggest with the darker. Another thing as well with the liquid lipsticks, they do tend to be a little bit more drying than traditional lipsticks. So if you don't already, just make sure that you are exfoliating your lips and moisturizing them really, really well. It's always good to do that in any case, but especially with liquid lipsticks, as they do tend to be a little bit more drying because they have more of that staying power. One thing I wanted to mention as well is that along with the applicator that comes along with a lot of the liquid lipsticks, I also did try to add the color just to a palette and then apply it with a lip brush. And I found that was really helpful with some of the colors that didn't stay on very well, that kind of separated into the cracks of my lips. Maybe because there was less product on the lip brush than there would be on the applicator that came with the product. So that's something also you can try out that might be super helpful for you. I did find it worked a little bit better and stayed on a little bit more. So that was a kind of a trick that I have for you guys as well. Again, with some of the colors that didn't stay on very well throughout the day, I just took it upon myself to mix a few of them together, mix a few colors together and test that out and see if it worked. And again, with the Anastasia being a little bit tacky and the NYX Liquid Suede Life's a Beach being a little bit, separating it quite a bit on my lips, I tried those products out with a few, with like Stila. So I actually mixed a few different brands together and tested it out. It was actually super fun. It actually created a new color and it actually stayed on very well. So that's another option for you as well if you have a product handy that it doesn't quite stay on the way you want it to. And most products and brands and stores allow you to return them, but let's say you lost your receipt, you can't return it anymore, that's an option for you there as well, to mix it in with some other colors you may have and to get a new lipstick out of it. So those are my suggestions for you. Again, please let me know if you have any questions or comments. I had so much fun doing these tests, and I'm probably going to continue them with other products like foundations and liners, eyeliners that is, and yeah, give you guys a heads up on any new upcoming tests I'm going to be doing and any more blog posts. So stay tuned. Bye!